Hello world, how you doing today? What I would like to do today is simply talk to you about ties and bow ties. Well, ties and bow ties were conceived around the 17th century. Gentlemen used to wear them instead of wearing ascots. There are different methods of tying a tie and tying a bow tie. Roughly about 13 methods of tying a tie. The way I was learned was a basic 4-knot step that my father taught me many years ago. So what I've decided to do is walk you through the steps that I learned how to tie a tie. Then I'm also going to provide you with a website that gives you other methods of tying a tie and a bow tie. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the way that my father taught me how to tie a tie. Good evening world, I'm back. As you can see, I've decided to change shirts. I picked up your traditional collared shirt, brown in color. And also, what's draped across my shoulder is a tie that I'm going to use for this particular demonstration. It also tan and it has brown in it. So, what I would like to say is, that is number one. Make sure your tie matches your shirt. We're dealing with ties, that's pretty easy. There are hundreds of different styles to match your shirt. If you have on a colored shirt, just try to make sure that color is somewhere in the tie. It does not have to be the main color. Just make sure it's in there somewhere. And if you have a white shirt, standard, you can wear any type of tie that you want. So, with that being said, let's go through the steps of tying a tie. Step 1. Pop your collar. The collar has to be in the upright position. Make sure it's tall. And all the kinks is pushed out. Alright. Make sure your shirt is still laying down across your chest correctly. Then, once you have a tie, normally ties are fat on one end, and then at the other end is skinny. And it normally has a design on the front and a solid color in the back. So, make sure that the colored side or the design side is always facing outward. Alright, place it around your neck. Then once you have it placed around your neck, make sure you adjust the tie accordingly. Normally what you can do is just have a couple inches difference from the fat side of the tie to the skinny side of the tie. Normally you have the long end about 2 inches down from the shorter side. Because once you finish putting the tie together, you do not want the short end protruding out from the bottom. No. Okay, so once you have it around your neck, then what you do is simply cross them. Take the skinny side of the tie, lay it across your chest first. Then take the wider tie and lay it across that. So as you can see from this example, I pretty much has made an X. Once you make your X, make sure your thumb is behind your tie, laying placely firm on the skinny side, and your fingers on top. Then you do a normal loop. It's a good way of saying it. Just wrap it around it from the back end. Bring it all the way across and over the top of your finger. So, what's over your finger now is the side or the design that's going to be displayed once you bring your collar back down. This is the only thing you'll see, and then you'll see the tie from the bottom part of it. So make sure whatever design that you have right there is appropriate, and that's what you want to be displayed. Alright, once you have it there, you have your finger behind it. It's draped over at one time to make a circle and a kind of a loop in the back. You see where your finger is, your thumb? So, now what you do is simply take the long side of the tie, that's so, and just drape it behind it. And pull it through the top. So, once you pull it through, you have it laying on top of everything. Then what you do is, you take the tip of the tie, and then you take it through that loop you just made. Like I said before, the design that you made in front is what's going to be displayed. So you want to make sure that the fat part of the tie is right behind it, and you just pull it through. And once you pull it through, you have like a knot. As you pull on the front side of the tie, you can see it getting tighter in design. Then you can adjust it to see how you want it to fit. Then, once you have it nicely secured, you have made a tie. But we're still not done yet. There's still a few spaces you can see in here. We want to get rid of that. So what you do is, you grab the skinny part of the tie. Alright, you hold that firmly. And then you place your hand over the knot you just made from the design that's going to be displayed when you pull your collar back down. And you just pull that up, like so. You have successfully created your tie. One thing I've learned from watching a great show called The Doctors, they gave a hint. When you're wearing a tie, make sure you have just a little bit of room in here. You should at least be able to stick your finger down your shirt. Helps you breathe. You don't want to be eating something and your tie is so tight you choke on it. It's not a good look for a business meeting. Alright. So, once you have your tie, you have it firmly tightened. Then, what you do is, you just simply bring your collar back down. Voila. You have tied a tie. Then you can pull it back up to make sure that top button is not displayed and you still have some slack in your shirt. And you edge it around, make sure that it looks good. Right here, this is just the standard way of tying a tie. This is the way that I've learned how to tie a tie, and I continuously use this same method. Again, there are 13 other ways to tie a tie. If you find one that works better for you, please take the time to try it out. So, with no further ado, let's try to tie a bow tie. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed my little demonstration on how to tie a tie. My father would really appreciate it and would be joyful that I am showing the world his method of tying a tie. Again, there are 13 other ways of tying a tie. Those methods are available to you on the website I provided for you. And if you decide to go to a cocktail or just a night at the town or a formal event, you always can switch to a bow tie. So, I just demonstrated you how to tie a tie. Roughly went over a bow tie. So, if you have any other questions, please check out the website. And I hope you have a good day.